Hello and welcome to not only the London Bus Museum but here in the cab of ST922. This wonderful bus, which was built in 1930, was rescued for preservation by Prince Marshal. It ran inside obsolete fleet on Route 100 in central London as a tourist attraction back in the 1970s. And it found its way here finally to the London Bus Museum at Brooklands. It's a wonderful bus to drive. It's now in the beautiful livery of Thomas Tilling Limited, and people love this 1930s bus with its outside staircase. It's slightly shorter upstairs than downstairs, and of course it's got a petrol engine. So ST922 has a very special place in my heart. This is the bus that about 45 years ago I took my manual transmission PSV driving test. Did that at the Balls Pond Road Testing Centre, long since gone of course. But I took my test there. I had to prove I could go up and down the gearbox without making any crunching noises, and I also had to prove that I could drive the bus safely, like all modern bus drivers have to do. So I'll never forget that experience, and I'll never forget the excitement I had when the examiner told me I'd passed, and of course to be reassociated so much now with the bus down here at Brooklands. So there can't be anywhere better to sit on a double-decker bus than upstairs at the front, and here on ST922 there are 3 windows at the front. One is straight and 2 are curved. It's really interesting. It's like a bay window. Just imagine the fun that people would have had travelling on this bus in service in London. It would be a novelty for the bus to have a roof, because until the 1920s all the buses in London had to be open top. But by here in 1930 we have a bus with a roof, although the staircase itself is still outside. This is an experience you just can't get anywhere else, so please come and see it and enjoy it for yourself. So we love to travel out on ST922. It's a beautiful bus to drive. Firstly, it's got a manual gearbox, so all we have is 3 pedals: accelerator, brake and clutch, and we drive the bus using the ordinary clutch and gear change. Don't always use the clutch to change gear. Sometimes you need to, you don't always need to. And across on the left hand side here we have 2 levers. One is the advance and retard. That just controls when the spark takes place from the magneto in the engine to ignite the petrol, to make it go bang. And the smaller one over here, the smaller one is the manual control for the throttle. So that allows you to keep the revs up when you're first starting it, and remembering of course to slow them down before we go out in service. Down on my right hand side here is the main power that just goes on and off as necessary, and across on my left hand side is the switch for the magneto. Without that there's no spark. With that on, spark is being generated, and that's what makes the engine go. Otherwise there are almost no other controls. There is the single headlight switch, and also then up here our other lighting switches. So there we go, that's all there is to it. Let's go give her a ride. So what do we do to start ST922? Well, first thing we do is make sure that we've got petrol turned on, otherwise we're not going anywhere. And if we're going to start a petrol engine like this, we're going to need some choke. So we make sure we reach in here and have the choke ready pulled out. Then in the cab, what must we do? We need to make sure that the advance and retard on the ignition is fully retarded. And then the next thing we need to do is we need to make sure that we've got a little bit of extra throttle. So this is the hand throttle, the smaller lever. Then, in order to start it, we make sure the magneto is turned on, check the vehicle is in neutral, and then go here for the starter and press. So here we are in ST922, clutch all the way down into second, release the handbrake, up with the clutch, and there we go. A little bit of spluttering going on. I'll explain why in just a minute. Don't need the clutch anymore after this. Into neutral and then into third on ST922. Between gear shifts, clutch is optional. Here we are third, into neutral, wait for it, drop it into fourth. And that's because we just do it by sound and by feel. I'm just doing some work now, thin to third, double the clutch that time, making sure we don't use the clutch stop which is fitted. We just dip the clutch shifting downwards. We use the clutch stop going up but not down. And now, there we are. Just also adjusting the advance and retard. Got a bit of a misfire problem going on which is now sorted. But in fact this was a problem. One of the plug leads was burning through and we weren't getting all the spark we should have had at the right time. There we are. So now here we are again on the road. Things are working really very well for us without the clutch. Into neutral and into fourth gear. Again, just adjusting the advance and retard just to try and keep this working at exactly the right optimum position. As I say, it's all sorted now. ST922, really nice bus to drive. Must have been magic in the 1930s. Light, sprightly, really good for weaving in and out of the traffic. It must have been a joy and a luxurious cab for the 1930s for sure. There we are, using the clutch now down into third. Down into a halt and just stopping now into second. We're at a roundabout, so dropped into second, ready to go the moment we're able to run. Traffic's clearing away, there we go, all is going well. Using the clutch this time, halfway down to come out of the gear, all the way down to activate the clutch stop into third. Same again, into top. Little pause in neutral, just waiting for the right time. Now here's something, we're going to try first gear start. Here we go. Handbrake release, don't need much first gear. Second, there we are. So it is possible to do that without the clutch as well. That takes a bit of practice. Third to second. Same, also a little bit of practice using the clutch there this time. Going into a hole now. Brilliant. What a wonderful bus to drive. Come down and see us at the London Bus Museum at Brooklands. We're open 365 days a year. Please come and see us.